I don't think anything that we're talking about today is high on her list. The whole country is going to be like, you want to know the truth? It'll be like Detroit. Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president. You're going to have a mess on your hands.
Donald Trump brings economic populism to Detroit as CBS exposes itself as fake news. Now, let me take you to the Motor City, Detroit. Picture this. Donald Trump walks on stage at the Detroit Economic Club, delivering a no-nonsense, headline-grabbing line. Quote, "Our biggest threat to democracy is stupid people." Now, let that sink in for a second. It's a bold statement that cuts right to the heart of what many of us are feeling in this constitutional republic. And honestly, in today's political climate, he might want to slap that on a t-shirt. As we look at polling, it's clear that voters feel the same way. A recent survey shows that Democrats are perceived as more extreme than Republicans at 44.4% to 40.1%. And with key races heating up in states like Montana, Texas, and Florida, Republicans are in a prime position to take control of the U.S. Senate. We'll be right back and we'll dive into these details. I think it's time for us to go right. Welcome to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. I'm your host, Peter Boykin. I'm a constitutionalist for liberty. Let's get right into the details. Donald Trump brings economic populism to Detroit. Donald Trump arrived in Detroit with a clear, powerful message. He wants to bring jobs and manufacturing back to America, and he's got the economic horsepower to do so. Speaking to business leaders at Detroit Economics Club, Trump laid out his Build It in America policies designed to fight inflation, reduce taxes, and revive American manufacturing. Now, here's the plan. One is to support for the auto industry. Trump proposed making car loan interest payments fully tax deductible, which would lower the financial burden of car ownership. This is a direct play to boost demand for American-made vehicles, putting the power back into the hands of consumers and manufacturers alike. Number two, tax cuts. Trump emphasized his intention to reduce the corporate tax rate to 15%, but here's the catch. It's only for companies manufacturing products in the United States. This isn't new territory for Trump, as he previously reduced the tax rate from 35% to 21% in his first term, sparking significant economic growth. And under this new plan, the tax incentives are tailored specifically to American-made goods, incentivizing companies to bring their operations back home. Number three, encouraging innovation. Trump is all about innovation. His plan would expand tax credits for U.S. automakers and manufacturers, which would encourage the development of cutting-edge technologies and manufacturing processes. Number four is writing off machinery. One of the biggest ticket items in Trump's speech was the proposal to allow companies to write off 100% of the cost of heavy machinery and equipment in their first year. The goal here is clear: jumpstart large-scale manufacturing, transforming the U.S. into an industrial powerhouse. This is Trump's path to reclaiming Michigan, a swing state that is often the key to electoral victory. Real Clear Politics currently has Trump leading Kamala Harris by a slim margin, which makes this push for economic populism all the more significant. We'll see what the future holds. We'll be right back.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
CBS exposes itself as fake news. Now, let's talk about another crisis, one that's not economic, but a direct threat to the integrity of our media, if they had any integrity left. CBS News is in hot water after it was caught deceptively editing an interview with Kamala Harris on their flagship program, 60 Minutes. This is not just sloppy journalism, it's a blatant attempt to reshape public perception. Now, here's what happened. Kamala was asked by correspondent Bill Whitaker about the Biden-Harris regime's relationship with Israel. And a teaser clip aired earlier, she gave a rambling, incoherent response, what many call a word salad. But by the time the full interview aired, CBS replaced her awkward answer with a completely different response to another question, making her appear more competent. This is unacceptable. If CBS is willing to doctor an interview to protect a sitting vice president, what else are they manipulating? The Trump campaign is demanding that CBS release the full transcript, and they're absolutely right to do so. As Trump's press secretary Caroline Leavitt said and put it, what else did they choose not to air? The American people deserve the full, unedited transcript. Now, we've seen this playbook before. Former CBS reporter Catherine Hedridge backed up Trump's team, stating that when she interviewed Trump in 2020, CBS posted the full transcript for transparency. This is about trust, and CBS has seriously damaged theirs. Meanwhile, Trump didn't hold back either. On Truth Social, he called it a giant fake news scam and demanded that CBS have its broadcast license taken away. His frustration is understandable. In a constitutional republic like ours, the media is supposed to be the watchdog, not the lapdog of the political establishment. This isn't an insulated incident. CBS was also criticized for bias during the vice presidential debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz, where the moderators broke debate rules by fact-checking Vance and even cutting his microphone. Coincidentally, CBS News' CEO, Wendy McMahon, donated $6,100 to Joe Biden's 2020 campaign. You can't make this up. Catherine Hedridge summed it up best. It's about transparency and standing behind the integrity of your final edit. And you can watch the two versions of the interview on the website, gorightnews.com, under this article where I've listed that website. We'll be right back with our hashtag GoRight recap.
The last one to do. We came through the storm, here to set the tone. We're from FEMA, yeah. This is what we show. 750, that's the deal. Not a dream, but it's real. Boom, boom, you know the drill. Take it now, it's all we feel. Oh, we're from FEMA, don't you see? 750's all you need. Boom, click, power here. Cash in hand, it's crystal clear. Oh, we're from FEMA, no debate. That's the number on your plate. Boom, click, pow, that's the way. 750 all day. The water's high, but we stay dry. Boom, boom, here's the reply. We're moving fast, don't ask why. 750's how how we try. No big checks, no other thrills. How click, here's the deal. When we show up, it's all the same. 750s in the game. But we're from FEMA, don't you see? 750s, all you need. Boom, click, power here. Cash in hand, it's crystal clear. But we're from FEMA, no debate. That's the number on your plate. Boom, click, pow, that's the way. 750 all day. You thought more was on the way, but 750's here to stay. Boom, pow, click, we'll make it work. We're from FEMA, feel the quirk. The last one in new, last one in new. The last one, the news, and the milk work. 750 in the mix, house beats and no tricks. Boom, pow, click, that's the sound. Fingers here, we're all around. The last one to do. We're from FEMA, don't you see? 750's all you need. Boom, click, power here. Cash in hand, it's crystal clear. We're from FEMA, no debate. That's the number.
Welcome back to the hashtag GoRight recap. To sum it up, Trump is back with a vengeance, this time targeting inflation, job creation, and American manufacturing. His Build It in America agenda is designed to put us back on track, and he's doing it by reducing taxes, incentivizing innovation, and supporting the auto industry. Meanwhile, CBS News finds itself embroiled in yet another controversy as they stand accused of doctoring a Kamala Harris interview. This is a stark reminder of why we need transparency and accountability in our media. Folks, if you want to preserve this constitutional republic, it's time to stay informed and demand truth, both from our leaders and the media. For more information, head over to GoRightNews.com. Make sure to visit GoRight News on Rumble.com. Check it on hashtag GoRight with Peter Boykin on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and X, which is aka Twitter, and all other platforms that's not listed here. If you'd like to support the mission, you can donate via Cash App at Peter Boykin, the number one. That's $ Peter Boykin, number one. Links are available at GoRightNews.com and PeterBoykin.com. And let's keep pushing forward, folks. It's time to go right. God bless. Peace, folks.
In the debate, you were asked to clarify if you believe Trump lost the 2020 election. Do you believe he lost the 2020 election?
I think that Donald Trump and I have both raised a number of issues with the 2020 election, but we're focused on the future. I think there's an obsession here with focusing on 2020. I'm much more worried about what happened after 2020, which is a wide open border, groceries that are unaffordable. And look,
Senator,
Lulu,
yes or no?
Okay.
Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Let me ask you a question. Is it okay that big technology companies censored the Hunter Biden laptop story, which independent analysis have said it cost Donald Trump millions of votes?
Senator Vance, I'm going to ask you again. did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Did big technology companies censor a story that independent studies have suggested would have cost Trump millions of votes? I think
Senator
that's the
Vance,
question.
I'm going to ask you again. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020
And I've answered
election?
your question with another question. You answer my question and I'll answer yours.
I have asked this question repeatedly. It is something that is very important for the American people to know. There is no proof, legal or otherwise, that Donald Trump did not lose the 2020 election.
You're repeating a slogan rather than engaging with what I'm saying, which is that when our own technology firms engage in industrial scale censorship, by the way, backed up by the federal government, in a way that independent studies suggest affect the votes, I'm worried about Americans who feel like there were problems in 2020. I'm not worried about this slogan that people throw. Well, every court case went this way. I'm talking about something very discrete, a problem of censorship in this country that I do think affected things in 2020, and more importantly, that led to Kamala Harris's governance, which has screwed this country up in a big way.
Senator, would you have certified the election in 2020? Yes or no?
I've said that I would have voted against certification because of the concern that I just raised. I think that when you have technology companies...
The answer is no.
When you have technology companies censoring Americans at a mass scale in a way that, again, independent studies have suggested affect the vote, I think that it's right to protest against that, to criticize that, and that's a totally reasonable thing.
So the answer is no.